Good morning to our viewers at home. Yes, like you mentioned, that we are in Nongoma in northern KwaZulu-Natal, where the KwaZulu-Natal legislature, members of the KwaZulu-Natal legislature, the executive committee rather, is actually meeting with the AmaZulu King today. They will be formally introduced by the newly appointed Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Sihle Zikalala. Now, they've already met earlier on and they are now currently at a holding room, and thereafter we will also get an opportunity whereby both the Premier and the King is also going to introduce the newly appointed members of the executive committee. Now, this also includes the new MECs, the new speakers, and also the new deputy speakers. But to tell me more about today's gathering and event, I've got Umntwana Utulane Zulu, who will also talk to us. Thank you very much for your time, Umntwana Utulane Zulu. Today, the King is going to be meeting with the members of the executive legislature. Please tell us more about this meeting.
It's a very fruitful meeting indeed, and the entire cabinet with the Premier are here. This tells us about the relationship that exists between the entire kingdom and the cabinet. We know that the King used to open the legislature, and all that makes us to be proud as the kingdom, because you know, unlike other provinces, our King does contribute into the development and into service delivery. All the departments, each and every department has something to do with the King, whether it's social or agriculture or health. We know presently the King spearheaded the circumcision, which became very successful as a tool to fight HIV/AIDS and the premarital pregnancy. So this is one amongst the many things that the King contributes. So no wonder all the executive, before they start their functions, they've got to pay allegiance and say, Your Majesty, here we are. You must use us and let the community, because our King stays in the community, in rural areas. That's where he wants the development. So they are here to say, Your Majesty, we are at your service.
Ndabezitha, I also understand as well that the King also works very closely with Coxam. We understand that every year we've got the Reed Dance as well, which takes place over here at Enyogeni. Tell us more about that, please.
Yeah, this is one of cultural heritage that the King started in 1984, also as a way of preventing. In fact, it was at the beginning cultural, so that maidens can be proud of themselves and be good citizens of their country, respecting all our culture. But eventually, then we realized that it has become also one of the very, very good way of preventing HIV and AIDS. So the government supports this because it's also their mission to make sure that young women grow and become responsible citizens without any diseases. So we're very happy. This September, we're going to celebrate about 100,000 of maidens that are coming to the palace.
Thank you very much, Ndabezitha. This is Ndabezitha Umntwana Utulane Zulu. Now, just give us a brief overview as to what today's visit is all about. Now, you also heard he mentioned through our interview saying that the King also plays a pivotal role as he is a unifier in this province as well. I mentioned earlier on that the King has already met with the members of the executive members of the KwaZulu-Natal legislature. Currently, they are at a briefing, and thereafter, that is where the official ceremony is actually going to take place. Plain.
Right, Mlungisi Kumalo, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. He's coming to us live on Nongoma in KwaZulu-Natal.